It's now we're body shaming too. I'm short, so.
Vertically challenged.
One of my many.
All right. Morning, everybody. I would like to call the meeting, regular EDA meeting, March 20th, 2025, to order at 7:01. First item is to approve the agenda. We have 8 items. I would consider a motion to approve the agenda as is, or any additions or changes.
The only thing I have is that when I followed up with Lisa Watson from Quick Trip earlier this week, she said that she had to reschedule a dentist appointment and was unable to make it.
Okay.
So I do have her scheduled to come to our next meeting on April 17th, I think.
Yes. Make a motion to approve with that change.
So, second.
Excellent. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda with the Quick Trip edition. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? All right. Consider approval of the minutes from the February 20th regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from last meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? All right, treasurer's report. Joel?
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Between the 3 accounts, February had a beginning balance of 112, 849.37, revenues of 622.08, which consisted of the Pet Stop monthly revolving loan fund payment, and then a reimbursement from the GFOA Government Finance Officers Association. Expenses of $1,462. They consisted of payroll and social media marketing for an ending balance of $112, $9.45. And then bills to be paid this month would include, again, West Brack Marketing, social media. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thanks, Joel.
I'll make a motion to approve the,
Excellent, I have a motion and a second to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
I'm sorry, who seconded that?
I did.
Oh, Brian.
Yep. Perfect. All right, let's move into old business. First is an update on the EDA Small Cities Development Program grant. Joel?
All right, so I guess honestly not much has changed. Got all the documents signed and issued. The notice to proceed has been issued for our first housing project. I do believe that they are going to be starting that yet this month. It was for foundation repair. As far as the applications that are out there kind of in process, one needs to decide how they want to mitigate some lead-based paint, either by replacing their front door or having it mitigated through the removal of it. Another one has to have their radon test redone. And then the other project that was sent out for bids, the applicant didn't want to go with the general contractor, so it was issued as 3 separate projects. The radon was rejected because the bids were not complete. Plumbing is good to go, and then deck repair and windows were good to go as well. So Joy Watson from the county HRA will be in contact with them that they have to redo their radon test. Otherwise, I would expect that we'll be pushing paperwork through for the other 2 portions. And just as a reminder, the grant award was $431,250. Rehab 15 homes. $26,000. Just an update, and there is no attachments.
I have a question. Oh, when someone has like that date or something like that, does that get rolled into the grant?
Correct.
Okay, so then it's just covered in the grant. I was just curious about that.
Yep.
Scott, what was your question?
Oh, we might have said it, how many homes did we have total, did you say?
There's funding for 15.
But how many have we had so far?
We've had one go out to bid, or I'm sorry, two go out to bid.
Yeah.
And one is just waiting for the contractor to,
But how many we have,
how many applicants have we had? Close to 10.
okay, all right, I thought it was something like that, but we've only had a
Yeah,
couple of
and-
them.
Correct.
Okay, got
You
it.
know, everyone wants money when we don't have any grant funding available, and, there's been a gentleman that for years has been looking for grant money, and every time he comes and pays water bill, I'm like, here's that information again. This is the time. $26,000. If you don't do it now, don't come asking ever again. It is now.
What section of town are these homes at now, right now?
Anywhere.
Oh, anywhere?
Yeah,
Oh.
we just, it's just, income-based is the main thing. That's the main hurdle that has to be overcome.
I know, years back, wasn't it only in certain sections at a time? I think so?
We had, kind of an older part of town, that we focused on initially. And that's the way that we submitted the you have to submit a pre-application, Deed reviews it, provides comments, and then you submit your final. And that's how we had it before, to hopefully increase our chances and, quite frankly, income. And plus older homes need more repairs, and so we submitted the pre-application that way, and through Deed's review process, they wanted to be inclusive of the entire community. Thought that would look better, so we did open it up to the entire city.
Amazing.
Is this based on household income, or it is, okay? What's the levels?
It's based off of HUD, so I think, well, when I looked at it, because the guy is single, provided the information, I think it was like $56,000 or $57,000 annual income.
Okay.
And it goes up, based off of the number of people in the household.
Great, that's a good update. I hope a couple more people submit applications. Like that guy. All right. Next, let's go and do a social media marketing update. Corey?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, Commissioners. We are planning for May. Holly submitted the May marketing calendar that included objectives, target dates, and social media posts. Staff are recommending that the EDA discuss social media objectives for the 2025 May marketing calendar at this meeting. So as far as Facebook goes, with our first post going out, mosquito spraying press release, that's been a discussion at the council, and it's currently, the mosquito contract is out for bid, so this is perfect timing for alignment for that press release to go out in May. Joel and I met. We're going to do one post monthly with all the council meetings and advisory board meetings, so we're promoting all the advisory board meetings now that we are live on YouTube. Let's appreciate every drop. We get into Public Works Water Week with the promotion of water conservation. Fun little Lonsdale word search in there. Back to Water Week with school kids photo. A nice wonderful piece highlighting Mother's Day. And then also part of the park board, and then also the council and objectives is really spotlighting our wonderful amenities here in the city. So we're going to be highlighting the dog park on May 13th, the compost site on May 20th. And then the city office is closed on Memorial Day, and then a Veterans Memorial Park slideshow falling into actual Memorial Day to highlight our beautiful Veterans Memorial Park. We're continuing our collaboration with the library, helping them out and working together with marketing library events. And then we're getting into, as far as our videos go, we're getting into our series. And this was brought up by the EDA, this has been brought up by the council about highlighting our advisory boards and all the volunteer time and dedication that goes into the appointed members of the boards. So first off, Planning and Zoning Advisory Board, Holly has reached out to all the chairs. And then thank you, Madam Chair, for being very active in your communication with Holly yesterday. Our wonderful chair will be doing her video with Holly, I believe on the April 14th, sometime in the afternoon. 1:45, perfect. And this is just highlighting the advisory boards. This is, the script is coming from our city code. This is what the purpose, objectives, what the EDA does, what the planning and zoning does, what the park board does. And then also, remember, transparency. We want people to log in and watch these meetings, or better yet, even attend these meetings. And this is just a welcome, this is an overview of all these great advisory boards that we have for the city. As far as the imagery goes, with Holly's creativity, all the images are in your packet after the calendar. And I think it's great. Under compost site, remember our compost site's only for residents, and it's under surveillance for illegal dumpings. February, Google Analytics.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Before you move forward, I have two questions. Number one, do we have one of those bring your big garbage to the park days in May usually? What do you call that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're.
Clean up?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay, so maybe that could be added to the
Yeah.
main social media?
I think it's contingent on timing with the new provider, probably, right, John?
Yeah, I was just talking with him yesterday, so.
But like, if we have that, I think that would be good.
Oh,
for our
yeah.
Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing is, I mean, the citywide garage sales, those are kind of city sanctioned, right? Like, those
No.
should make, they're not, in disregard, scratch that on record. Okay, thank you. Carry on with your Googles.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will reach out to Holly as soon as we find out, have the citywide cleanup. We'll make a post and get that out there in advance also.
It looks like, I feel like our subscribers are up on YouTube. I think it feels like our numbers are up. I think more people are watching. So I think it's working, getting the word out.
Madam Chair and Councilmember Wormerskirchen, yes it is. I know that the city administrator and I monitor the views during the council meetings. And our first Planning and Zoning Commission meeting that went live, I believe we had about 27 viewers at that time. So yes, I completely agree with you, with people watching it live or going back to it at the City of Lonsdale YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, and having the subscribers up is good too, because then people get notified every time a new one posts. We're up to 91 now.
Do we want to include the street fair on the calendar?
Yes.
Everybody thinks,
That is a great addition, yes. As far as Google Analytics goes, it's active users 1.9 thousand, as you can see, up and down during the month. As far as, we go through this every month, who the active users, where they're coming from, I'm more or less looking at the Lonsdale now. 269 visits or users in February. What I find interesting on the as far as what pages are being viewed, this ties into Councilmember Wormerskirchen's previous comment about there's more engagement with our YouTube site. So people are checking out our calendar of events. That was up 13.5%. 277 people residents checked that out. YouTube video, we did a Shop Lonsdale for Valentine's, and that was highlighting our local businesses here in town. Other videos on file now at our YouTube channel: ice rinks and ice skating at Lonsdale. Welcome the new city council members again. Jumping into Facebook, I'm like, Holly, what kind of messaging should I relay to the EDA on Thursday morning? And she said, encourage their family members to follow the city of Lonsdale. So if the members at the table are not following our Facebook page, please follow it and encourage everyone that you run into to follow it also. And I have Madam Chair, I do have this is the recommendations from the Planning and Zoning, the EDA about the addition of when we have the citywide cleanup day and the street fair.
Perfect. Do you guys have any questions or additions or anything else that we want to go into or help us with? I think she's doing a great job.
She is doing a spectacular job, and she's very proactive, and she is a great team player.
And I have to, again, just congratulate the EDA because it's timely, it's necessary, and none of us could have taken this on effectively. Great. Good job, EDA. All right, let's, if we have nothing else about our social media, let's talk about the first quarter lunch and learn.
We had our first lunch and learn of the year on Tuesday, earlier this week. I think we had a total of, 18 people that said that they were gonna show up. I think we had, unfortunately, less than half of that actually showed up, but that's okay. It's still one of the better attended events that we did, so I guess what I learned from it was it's not necessarily so much the timing, it's the topic that is more of a concern to people, so. But I think it went well. It wasn't interactive for the people that have phones in their hands, but Tyler from tech support did did interactive info through his presentation on, what was it? Get us a logo for Lonsdale, talking about agriculture, and boom, there's 5 logos that popped up, and, give me a presentation on, bees and their effect on the environment, whatever. And it just, in a couple of minutes, spit out the whole presentation, so I think that was of value to people to see that, it at least gives you the backbone to start with your presentation and build off it, make minor tweaks here and there, so. Yeah.
That's the people that are at every single lunch and learn, or were there some differences?
For the most part, yes.
So is there an email blast that goes out? I know there is one that goes out prior to the event, but how soon before the event does it go out?
I think we did 2 this time. Typically we do 3, and I would say, I think the last one was supposed to go out on Thursday.
And are we included in that email blast?
Should be.
I got it.
Then it must have been blocked, because I wanted to go to this.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Are you too like
okay.
the Lonsdale Facebook page?
I do. Okay, I was just curious. 'Cause- well, my
verify
email
emails.
might be blocking it too, that's very possible. So, okay.
Well, good, I'm really excited, I think that sounds like a really timely topic, and people are interested in it. What if we did one that was like, how AI can help you with a marketing plan, or something like that? Is that something that would,
So the problem with AI is it's changing and there's so much stuff coming on so quickly. Like, my company is like, our CEO is crazy about AI.
so is my husband.
I mean, it's insane. Like, this guy is up until 2 in the morning every day. There's a channel in Slack just for AI stuff, and he's posting on it constantly.
Oh, yeah.
All the new stuff he's finding. I mean, there's there's applications out there now that will, you put in one sentence and it'll create a 30-second video
Yeah.
using AI. I mean, it's nuts. Some of it's great, some of it's not. Marketing for AI, I think, is an area of the world that's still trying to figure out what to do. I mean, like, I talk to our marketing department all the time, and they're like, we're overwhelmed. We don't know what to do. So the experts in these areas are not sure what to do. I don't know if we're there yet.
Because there's some like specific sentence structure and stuff, and maybe that's the angle, is how to make your AI not sound like AI.
Yeah.
You can revisit it in 6 months and
Yeah.
talk about the changes in what's new in AI.
I think it's a really valuable topic, like, like, we just approved in my work, the co-pilot, apparently there's now a Teams co-pilot, I'm like, I don't need someone to tell me how to talk, please.
Well, that's all.
Is it
That's
the free or the paid?
well,
Or premium.
That's
I think
baked
because they've
into.
approved it, they probably paid for
well,
some of it.
Copilot's Microsoft.
Right.
And it's integrated into all the Microsoft products. That's the other hard part here. It's like, are you going out to find something? Are you using something that's integrated to what you already have? What's integrated? Nobody really knows. I mean, if we want to get honest, AI's been around a lot longer than we've been using the term. I mean, what is Siri? What is Alexa?
She's my friend.
Yeah. But like, you've got Copilot, you got Google Gemini, you got ChatGPT. Those are the three big ones.
Isn't that little paperclip was the very first AI?
Yeah, I mean, you could make that argument, for sure, but like, you know, there's pros and cons to all of it. You know, people say, oh, ChatGPT's the best. Well, is it? Because Google Gemini has access to Google, which has, you know, decades and decades worth of data where ChatGPT doesn't. But do either of them create a video for you? No, you have to go pay for that. You know, there's so many that pop up now. I think the bigger question at some point is gonna be AI and security, because people are running to this ball so fast, and they're trying everything they can try, but they have no idea who's putting out into the world.
It's true fact.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's a place for AI in marketing, probably more so than in most. I mean, the two places I see it are marketing and engineering, like coding engineering, because AI is now creating the ability to generate applications from an idea. It'll code it for you in whatever language you want. But again, it's moving so fast, and even the people that do this all day long are still confused on where we're gonna go with it. Yeah, I'd say give it 6, 8, even a year and see where it is, cause who knows? And it's all unregulated right now too, so.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the question then too, is it a cautionary tale that we tell? I mean, would that be worthwhile? Because we talked about, I mean, I guess, what other topics would you guys think would be attractive for
I-
lunch and learns?
Did the attendees say anything? After the presentation, did they
Oh, I
want
thought it was
more?
good.
or-
I mean, Evelyn, you were there. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought,
very
Oh.
interesting,
you
yeah.
know, there was some discussion afterwards on, you know, then there was some concerns on security and, you know, things like that.
The security
So-
thing was a big issue. Yeah.
Because would we just want to follow up with that? Take it a little bit
Yeah.
further?
I think so.
Were there immediate practical applications of the information that you had learned?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he went over ChatGPT and
Okay.
Copilot and, you know, and, you know, use those, Copilot, in, you know, coming up with a presentation in, like I said, in 2 minutes. And so, yeah, we didn't have our devices in our hand doing it, but he did it, and it was, you know, presented and projected on the screen, so.
Well, that's the other thing too, like, Copilot is gonna steer you towards Microsoft products.
Yep.
So you wanna talk about marketing, Microsoft has made AI a marketing tool by saying, oh, let me make a quick presentation for you in this awesome tool we have called PowerPoint, you know, which, of course, I mean, it makes sense, but if you go to Gemini and say that, they're gonna give you something completely different.
Those slides?
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, I think, I was looking at one probably about 6 months ago, I don't even know if it's even still around, I think it was called Peach. It was out of Australia, literally, you would put in a sentence and it would create a real life, not animated, like a movie out of that idea, like a 30-second video clip. And, I mean, it's not the early days of AI where you had people with 12 fingers on one hand. I mean, this was like a cinematic grade movie. It was amazing what it could do. You know, granted, they were in their Kickstarter phase, so they're trying to get the word out there. I don't even know if they're still around. That's why I say it. That's the other thing with this. You find something really, really cool, and it's gone in 6 months because they couldn't get funding to operate. But it's getting insane what it can do now. I mean, I was in San Francisco. There's cars driving around all over the place without a driver in them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a taxi.
Phoenix, it was the same way.
Yeah, my parents just got back from Scottsdale, and they used one. My dad thought it was the coolest thing. I got a million pictures one day, and I'm like, what is going on? Why am I getting pictures of the inside of a car? And he said, there's no driver in the car. I'm like, okay. I
Was he
mean,
whispering like somebody was watching?
I don't know. But I mean, that's where we're at now, right? There's companies making humanoid robots for sorting facilities.
How do we translate all the things you're saying into a workable lunch and learn? Because you're saying all the things,
Well-
you're like, it's so great, you have to be careful, there's so many things.
Right.
There's no way you can know them all, like, what's the topic?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is what's it gonna do? If we think about Lonsdale, the businesses we have in Lonsdale, and that's really the lens we should be looking through, right? I mean, all these things are cool, but if I start thinking, okay, how can Minnesota Millwork utilize AI? You know, how can,
Well, take
you know.
baby steps, you guys are deep into this, you got your Slack channel and everything. I mean,
Yeah,
this
I
is-
mean, I guess from my standpoint, you know, the bigger companies that can, marketing is one thing, right? You can say, I need a logo, like he showed, you know, I mean, you can do the very simple things.
So like,
Give me a marketing strategy, it can do that for
Yeah.
you. But I think really what people need, it's the same problem you have whether you're using AI or not. The business owners need to say, who am I trying to reach?
right,
Where do I want to get my business from? How much do I want to grow? How little do I want to grow? You know, because there are companies out there that are satisfied where they're at, and they don't want to grow too much because they don't have the capacity to meet it right now. So they have to answer all these questions first, and then you just plug your questions into the thing, and it spits out whatever you want.
then you have to make the modifications as per lunch and learn guide,
Well, not just that, but once you have it, what do you do with it?
right?
I mean, it'll spit out data all day long, but what are you gonna do with the
What do you do
data?
with it?
Where do you
Yeah.
put it? Is it a Facebook ad campaign? Is it, you know, a Google Ads campaign? You know, is it a TV commercial? I don't know, you know, so all AI is gonna give you is information
Correct.
at this point. You still have to know what to do with it. And
So is that the answer to my question? That's a topic?
I mean, it could be. I think, in my mind, and I'm gonna totally pivot and beat the same horse I've been beating a long time, because actually, I was up at Rail last week, and I was talking with Jason Graves, and I mentioned the EDA revolving loan fund, and he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And, you know, I sent him the info, I went on my phone and got the link and sent it to him right then and there. I said, here you go, you know, this is out there. I mean, I think we need to market that again. We need to get it out there. And I don't know if funding in general, because I mean, we could reach out to some of our businesses in town. We could talk to France and we can talk to FNB, you know, and ask them, hey, would you guys be willing to present on business financing, either new business or expanding, like somebody who started something in their home and now has gotten to the point where they want to look at opening a space. How do they finance that? What are options for financing beyond real estate, right? Because that's what everybody thinks about when you start thinking about business. I need to buy a building or I need to build a building. But there are other funding opportunities for businesses, you know, operating capital, all that kind of stuff. I know we've tried it in the past where we brought down people from the state to do presentations about funding options, but I mean, maybe it's worth it again, but I think the key point is, before we start anything, is the EDA has a revolving loan fund.
Right.
And literally have the paperwork right there in a stack and say, here it is. And spread it out. I don't know if we put it on social media again.
I thought we were gonna highlight that at in our booth at the
Yeah, I think we need to
street
just,
fair. I mean,
pound
we
it
could
out
have,
there.
can't we have packets right there to hand out to
Absolutely,
people?
every business that staff talks to, we bring up the revolving loan fund.
yeah, and I don't doubt that.
So,
But, they, I hear it from them, I didn't know this was a thing. Okay, well, here it is, and I mean, and that's fine, whether they're honest about it or not.
Well,
and actually,
remember,
actually I had copies of the revolving loan fund and the county's updated revolving loan fund, cause they increased their funding to 75%.
Oh, wow.
So,
Why don't we put
those
it
were
in
sitting
our
out on the
calendar?
table, at the box lunches for our lunch
Okay.
and learn. I don't think anyone took any.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yes,
I'm
we
not surprised,
We
but,
absolutely could. And then, and actually I was talking to a business the other day too, and I said, hey, if you needed funding, who would you call? He said, you.
oh, okay.
That was interesting.
I mean, that's both good and
Not
scary.
Ghostbusters?
for Facebook.
That's both good and scary, right? Because we don't wanna be the first line of funding. And that's, when I talk to businesses about it, I tell them, like, look, we're not a replacement for your bank loan, your line of credit. We're not that. We're I wanna do a refresh in my
Right.
business. I wanna add more shelving. I wanna, spruce up the canopy, that kind of thing. Maybe one piece of equipment. So I make it very clear. We're not the get started fund. We're not your line of credit, but we are here for those, cause everybody's like, oh man, I wish I could just, whatever my patio, or, I wish I could do this. It's like, well, that's a perfect thing for the revolving loan fund.
Alright, so,
When are we looking at, what day for the next lunch and learn?
my birthday, isn't that it?
No, the
And
next
that would
lunch and
be?
learn was gonna be the sneak peek at the city hall, so,
Okay.
Yeah.
so I think you're talking,
That was in
well, our
June
dates,
sometime?
we went with what, the third Tuesday of, the third Thursday of the start of the quarter, so.
I mean, we could combine the two, because I think businesses are gonna be interested in seeing what it looks like. And if we have the materials there.
While
give-
you're here,
give-
here's where you would apply
You know
for
what,
this.
give them a little bag with the information in it and a little trinket
Like a
and,
timeshare program.
Don't leave till you apply for a loan.
Killed them to death.
you need the
You know-
bell.
And another thing, I mean, and maybe this is a real hard pivot, but I was looking at the documentation on that. We have it capped at 2%, which is great, but is that realistic in this day?
But the point was to have it, below
Oh,
interest.
oh yeah, I agree. No, I totally agree. But we could double that and still be a low interest loan at this point. I'm throwing it out there. I don't know. Not that we're looking to make money, we're not a revenue generation entity like a bank, but our documentation caps at 2%, which is fine, and I'm okay with leaving it at 2%. But long-term, do we need to think about,
Like you mentioned before, this is not a first line of defense.
Right.
loan.
It's
This
more
is
of a
small
last
loan,
resort,
and
so as a last
or-
resort,
Yeah, not even last resort too,
Well-
but also a small
supplemental
project.
thing?
yeah, yeah.
So
I would leave it.
I would leave it.
Okay, I'm just, I don't know if there's a way to change the documentation to make it somewhat flexible with the times, where it's like, 2% under prime or whatever.
I would say for the amount of people who are actually using it.
Right.
We're
That's true.
This is not hurting us.
I mean, that's what surprises me when I see it at 2%.
I know.
It's like, if I'm a business owner, I'm knocking down the door for a 2% loan.
Everything surprises.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, everything is a surprise. We have this great revolving loan, we have this great grant rehabilitation program. I mean, it's a tricky.
And adding in the county stuff, especially now since, Joel, as you mentioned, if they've upped it, that's timely.
Yeah, well, and not to jump ahead, but, this is also something that we're doing a street fair thing, so.
Yep.
Okay.
The biggest reason I hear from businesses why they don't want to apply, they don't want the city to have their finances.
Yep. And I mean, if that's on them then, because we're not gonna give you a loan without some sort of
Right?
Oh, no,
due
absolutely.
diligence. I mean,
For real.
Yeah, you're right.
cause you can't go to the bank and say, I'm not gonna give you my books to get a
Yeah.
loan. I mean, and it's a simple, a simple response to that is, look, you know, it's not that we're trying to get nosy, but this is taxpayer money.
Right, we wanna make sure that
And
you're
we're
not gonna.
protecting taxpayer money by making sure that we're making a good investment with the loan.
So,
And
alright,
get the loan repaid.
Yeah, because we have been burned.
Yeah,
We have been burned.
Enough. Yes, I know.
Yep.
okay, so ideas that we have so far generated are continuing the AI route with application of it, with warnings of it, with skepticism, whatever we wanna.
Yeah, I would give it at least a 6 to 8 month.
Well, if
You
you
don't
wanted
think
to
that we
jump
should
right
give 'em
back
a-
into it, you could do one just on AI security.
I don't know if anybody's an expert in that. That's the hard part of that. Who would you get to do it?
I think the presentation is as simple as, there is no security.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
Here's
is.
your sandwich.
yeah, yeah.
Your cookie.
You know, it was brought up on Tuesday, and I can't remember the name of the company, but they're basically getting rid of all privacy, so Alexa and just gonna record it, everything that you say at your house.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
Love
mean-
that. To make my
I don't
ads
have one
better.
of those. My phone's
Yeah.
enough for me.
Right, which has all that stuff in it anyway.
Right.
I mean,
That's scary, really, really scary.
And then the revolving loan thing is the other one too, and we don't have a date for this yet?
well, we're gonna do the,
You guys, I don't wanna combine it
Sneak
with
peek.
the open house.
well,
Can
the
we
open
have
house
open
is
house?
kind of our new,
Sneak
you wanna
peek?
do a second one, a second thing,
don't know.
separate from the open house?
Well, I just think,
Well,
give
the-
them
the
a,
businesses
give
to
'em a
the- to
packet
the-
with
To
it.
the city is gonna be separate than
Yeah.
a ribbon cutting and.
Yeah, it's cause didn't we talk about doing it before the
Correct.
public
Mhm.
open house?
Preview,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not on my calendar. What date is it?
We didn't
whatever
choose
that
a
third-
date.
I mean, it has to work for,
Right, I mean, proposed.
well, we're targeting the beginning of May for move-in, right?
yes, May.
So does that
We were
mean,
looking at June 17th.
My birthday, okay, I was right.
so are we thinking May is when we're gonna start actually operating, like having the council meetings at the new city hall? Or are we talking May is the month of moving in and settling in?
Correct,
Okay,
yeah.
so June is
Yeah,
like,
but once we're over there, we're there.
right,
We're
right.
not gonna be going.
No, but like June is when we're saying, okay, June is when we go live, quote
Yeah.
unquote. Okay,
Sorry, I was just adding it to my calendar.
So if we have it on the 17th, I suppose we have to have a birthday cake then too?
I mean, I would expect that, yes. Just maybe a crown
Or
would be fine,
cupcake.
you know, that's fine.
I'll
that's
get
two
right
big
on
one.
that.
two meetings in a row talking about birthday cake.
What else are we talking about?
The library's birthday we were talking about last night, so we had a very long discussion about cake after the meeting.
I'm super down. We get a lot of local bakers, they are really good.
And that was part of the discussion.
Why didn't you invite me to this meeting? I'm just teasing.
But you can
So
join the
for
library
everybody.
board. It's a very fun board. We love having people come visit us.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to one of those meetings. So do we want to, look at a date up for our next lunch and learn, or do you wanna do that next time?
Well, aren't we calling it
Yeah.
our next lunch and learn, June 17th?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah. and
That
so
Oh, you mean
so
the
then
next
this
one
would
after
be
that.
Like in Q3.
gotcha, okay.
We don't have to schedule Q3 right now.
They're already scheduled.
I mean,
The
we
dates
have-
are, yeah.
So whatever the start of the quarter is, it's the third Tuesday.
Okay, but I meant the topic.
What's that?
I meant
The
the topic.
Oh,
We don't have to identify that right now. Let's push that off till next time. Everybody keep thinking. We have a little time. List. Okay, cool. Anything else about, the lunch and learn event? You started using AI on the lunch?
No.
Let me see your phone right now.
I am very afraid of it. I am very afraid of it.
You're probably using it and don't even know it.
Probably.
It's
That's
so
the scary
tricky, you
part.
guys, because I think that it is
It
a really
catches-
good tool.
The way it was said the other day, it just catches everything. Oh my gosh. That's scary. It is so
We'll
scary.
figure it out. I mean, it's the same argument anytime a new technology comes up. When the car was invented, people were like, oh no, this is terrible. This is the devil coming out in technology,
I
you
used
know?
AI like 5 times this week, and I was like, I am so hip and cool, and it was helpful. Cause I was like, how do I say it? And I said a whole bunch of non-professional random words, and it was like, say it like this, and it was perfect. I'm like, I'm gonna change this. All right, so, and I'm gonna write, not be scared, but cautious. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Okay, new business. Discuss marketing and potential development opportunities.
So, as I said at the beginning of the meeting, we had Lisa Watson from Quick Trip scheduled to attend. I followed up
Right.
with her right after the last meeting, and like I said, unfortunately had to reschedule an appointment for today, so.
Okay.
I guess as far as the packet, what I put in here was what the city still owns for land, we'll say, in that area. And then what is privately owned, and then, there's the map of that area of what the city owns. The solid red parcel is where Quick Trip is gonna be located. The city owns the largest parcel out there, the 12.6 acres, just directly south of Highway 19.
That's the 1003 ending parcel.
Correct, yes. And then I included the zoning requirements for the B2 and the commercial, and I included
So,
the medium industrial
Joel,
and the commercial.
I have a question here on the lot where Quick Trip is going. You know, they're only taking half of that, right? Essentially?
Correct, yeah, basically, well, what is highlighted? in
Yeah,
red
so
is
do
what they're-
we have to, like, split that property with the county? Since they're only taking a portion of it, so we still retain the other portion?
Oh, yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
platted.
Okay, so we do have to, we will be replatting it, and then that'll be all part of the closing, I assume? Or at closing time, or?
It'll be done prior to that.
Okay.
Purchase it.
Yeah, we had a team meeting with city staff and Quick Trip's development
Yeah.
team, and went over the site plan and talked about the platting process, and they've been provided all that information,
Yeah.
so.
And I'm sure they know, I mean, they have a real estate team, it's not their first rodeo.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, I would assume, and, you know, this is an assumption, and I'm sure Lisa will confirm or deny once she's here, but like, I would assume the businesses she has contacts with, that's gonna be one of their most attractive spots, cause we're talking about businesses that like to follow Quick Trip.
Right.
It's gonna, I mean, ideally, it's a race or a fight to see who gets to build first next to Quick Trip.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
So the city owns the property to the west. Who owns the property to the east? Excuse me.
East of.
Quick Trip. So the 2700?
South of Dollar General.
Is that also
ARC.
city?
Yeah, I think that's ARC.
Yeah, the city sold it to Gary Tupy.
The sign, I believe the sign on it is ARC,
Okay, I haven't seen
ARC.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
Ashley.
they're a new
Ashley Tupy.
marketing company or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same group that has the lot next to McIntoons. It's the same sign.
Okay. And the other properties, is that the same, the 2002 and then the one south of
I
those?
think those are different.
Um,
It's like GRL or something
yeah,
like that.
GPM,
Yeah.
All three of those properties?
correct, yep.
Is that another development firm then?
It is a different one, Gary Tupy's involved with that as well. Yeah, those two on Pondview, the plan was for those, at least the eastern lot was for expansion of the,
Storage.
garage condos or.
Okay.
I wonder if he sold all those already.
I haven't heard.
No, he was entertaining leasing some of them. The sales weren't,
So does he own it and then the Park Place manages it, or does Park Place own the building and he leases the land to them? Because Park Place is a separate company.
I think it's his company though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cause I know, they're nationwide, aren't they?
No, that name gets used a lot for a lot of different companies. It's,
Okay, cause I looked at the website and they were like all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over the metro.
But like, multi-state, when I looked at the website, unless it was a different Park Place, but I'd be surprised, cause it's the exact same name. I'll have to go back and look, it was a while ago.
I lived in a housing development called Park Place. I mean,
But it was Park Place storage condos.
well, you know,
From the monopoly.
yeah, I mean, somebody doesn't, you know, somebody might have just reused it. I mean,
Yeah,
registering name state to state can be done. Oops.
Well, we'll talk about this, next month then.
Correct, yep.
Perfect. I'm gonna put a check mark by that one and move on to the next item.
So,
which
I'm sorry,
is-
I don't mean to go back to it, but
It's okay.
would it be helpful, cause I know like dispatch trucking is for sale up there too. Would it be helpful when Lisa's here to know maybe some of the other properties that are available, quote unquote, for sale? Just to say, hey, not just these are just buildable lots, but there's existing building stuff for sale. I don't know, I think that's the only one, as far as I know.
Where are they going?
I don't know, I know the building's for sale,
Ceasing operations.
yeah.
Oh,
It's been for sale for a while.
Yeah, and as we were, we definitely can provide it.
Yeah.
But when we were, you know, going around town with them and showing them potential sites, yeah, we provided all that
Okay,
information. of,
perfect.
You know,
This is for sale,
between,
that's
you know,
for sale.
basically, we'll say the Eighth Avenue area.
We can talk to her again next month when she makes it.
Yep.
all right. Street fair.
Good.
Hot off the press, this was sent out yesterday, so, street fair is the 13th, 5 to 7 PM over in the Rolling Ridge Marketplace area. And then went to the registration and just printed off what the costs are, so, in the past, I don't believe that these fees are increased from at least last year, so we've always been a premium sponsor. So the EDA gets their name on all the marketing information and then get a booth as well. And a tent and a table.
It's all provided?
Yeah.
As part of our
Sweet.
sponsorship.
Yeah, the premium sponsors are all under the
All
tent
right.
and
Basically all we need to do is,
show up.
No,
Set up your
buy
display.
our chip clips.
With our little gadgets.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody just make sure that your calendars are marked, and then we will have to, we can do this next time as well. We'll have to just find out who's going to be, actually manning the booth and what the messaging is. So, I mean, you know, certainly we can do it in half hour, 45-minute, or hour increments if we want to, or we can all just stand up the whole time. But that's something we can decide together.
Oh, better make a food truck. Who wants it?
I mean, I gotta go to the bouncy houses and probably get some, I don't know if they have there. But yeah, okay.
just a thank you about dilly bars.
What?
Just a thank you about dilly bars, I think.
Oh my goodness, I need a dilly bar.
Sure, I'll,
Glorious.
Once a year.
all the regulars, like, was Taco Tirco's always out there, and Smoke's always got something going on, and,
It's gonna be fun.
I don't know, Coco's will be up there, we'll see.
Drag your truck up. Alright, so let's, in here, Joel has also given us some options for chip clips. Magnets on them, right, Joel?
Some do, some don't. I guess I could go either way.
I prefer magnet,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
goes on my refrigerator and I don't lose it as easily.
I always try to put too much stuff on it, it just goes.
It slides down.
That's why I was like.
It's not supposed to hold the bag on the
I was
refrigerator.
like, go either way with the magnet.
Too
I
much
have
weight.
like a few of them lined up and then I can just grab them. I don't know how you're using your fridge magnets, these are for chips.
We just have it.
I've got
I have,
stainless
like, my
steel, so I don't use
patience
it.
and oh my gosh. Okay, so do you
You
guys
got a lot
have
on, lot on the side wall up at the fridge.
I
Not
love
on
my
the front door.
magnets.
I mean,
Okay.
basically you're looking at a buck,
Yeah.
so.
Do you have a preference?
Hmm.
I'm thinking of my refrigerator right now. What are you, why the face?
No, just Mr. Erickson. listening to my
Okay.
stuff. Listen.
I like the translucent one, kinda clear, but still a color. Put our logo on there.
The clear one?
Yeah,
The translucent power clip with magnet, that's my vote. This is not an official vote, this is just an agreement, gentleman's agreement. I do not like these ones,
I don't like them either.
I do not, I'm going to veto these.
They're too big,
Also,
the
they're
spring
not
doesn't,
powerful
yeah, the
They're
spring
not
doesn't
powerful
last.
enough. No, they don't hold nothing tight. Mm-mm.
Joel would break his immediately with the amount of stuff he's putting in his clips. Magnet or not. Thank you for adding them as a, I don't want the heart-shaped one, that seems ridiculous.
Mhm. I'm for this one too.
Yeah, I think that one's just gonna be the,
They seem to work, but they also have better magnets on that style usually
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
yeah, so that first one, I think Joel.
It's probably the same size magnet, but it's a smaller mass, so.
Yeah, it holds better.
I mean, if you really want to, you can get a sample and test it on your fridge to see. And then on for the marketing part, what are we putting? Do you wanna put a QR code? Do you wanna put EDA in a QR code? Do you wanna not put it? I mean, we don't need color, right?
No,
So just a black and white.
You just do Lonsdale with the drop S.
People love that drop S, Joel. Yeah, let's do that.
just throw a logo on there and just EDA underneath it maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just put that on stuff. Do you wanna put EDA under there?
Well, I think we need to put E EDA.
We need to, yeah, we need to because we wanna be,
Yeah.
out there.
To distinguish ourselves from the city, because otherwise they would think it's the city.
Otherwise, we're just buying a bunch of marketing stuff for the
Yes,
whole
we are.
city.
Yeah,
We represent the whole city, you guys.
Oh,
You should probably spell it all
It's
out
not that
because
easy.
I don't know how much room there is.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of real estate.
Spell it out because a lot of people don't know, what's the EDA?
You know what?
That's for sure.
You clip the clip onto a bunch of information about the EDA. That's how you make it easy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
So if you want a clip, you gotta take this paperwork too.
Yeah.
They'll be like, thank you.
And we don't have a garbage can at our booth, so they have to walk somewhere else to throw it away.
I'm in charge of logistics, I'll make sure that there isn't one there.
Thank you.
I actually think that's a good idea. Clip it to a piece of paper.
Then we don't have to.
What is the
Yeah, we don't
EDA?
have to
Yeah.
specify it on the clip, but they have the information.
Right.
You can just do a little postcard thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Some piece of literature.
and you could put the QR code on that.
I like that. So just Lonsdale on the clip, clip to a postcard that says EDA QR code, is that what we just decided?
No, I think Lonsdale EDA,
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
on the
a,
clip.
On the clip.
yeah,
This,
yeah.
with that,
Yeah.
with just a little EDA under the
Oh.
S like that, or something
There
different?
there isn't much room to
No,
put the
it's-
whole.
So that's why I
I made
provided
the S
Wherever.
the biggest possible,
the
The
least.
bigger options, yeah.
garbage, Joel. Just do that.
Oh, there are bigger options.
These
Well,
guys,
the-
it'll
Yeah.
be
Oh, those
immediately.
things, oh.
There's the house one, gives you more
You
real
guys,
estate.
if you,
I would just keep it general and put Lonsdale, and then you can just have your EDA information on there.
Well,
We can look at it both ways.
it wouldn't be too hard to put that on there, I don't think.
yeah.
Something.
Put a little EDA under the,
Run it through ChatGPT.
I was like running through Wally, I need an actual person to do this.
Okay.
But yeah, then the postcard just like highlights an EDA, place for the clip to go so it doesn't run into words, and the QR code.
So you can correspond the click with the paper.
Yep.
The click with the paper.
So minimum is 250, I would think that would, do you know about how many people? Are there more than
I don't
The
remember.
truth is
I
this,
don't
if it is
remember
a
that.
generic Lonsdale EDA clip, if we order
Twice that many?
to get the cheaper price, then
You don't
we
lose
can,
them between fairs.
well, they're moving from one location to another, so I feel like there's no hole in this plan. I know when I move, I find everything that I
Everything,
started
yep.
with.
But some
Even when I
things that you-
rearrange my
Some
room.
things that you load up don't arrive at the
I
destination.
feel like I just might have misplaced it, it's probably somewhere, right? No, I agree. We can ask staff
You mean
what
the
they
street
think.
fair is moving?
No, we are
Oh,
moving,
we
so
are
like if
moving.
we
Yeah,
have
we are
this
moving.
giant box and we put it in the cupboard where it belongs, is it gonna make it up the hill? Cory, can you guarantee that?
Yes.
Okay,
He's gonna keep it in the trunk of his car until moving
he's
day.
now scared.
I think the
He's
bigger
been
problem,
intimidated.
the bigger problem is once it gets up there, where's it gonna go? Cause there's so much more space.
We have an
It could be
EDA room.
far more organized than ever imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I was up there, not this Monday, but the Monday before. It's
Super pumped. I refuse to look at
Looking
it until
nice.
it's open.
looking nice.
Or at least we get Lonsdale City Hall signage.
Exactly.
The White Ghost, they haven't changed the sign yet.
Let's not
They're not
get
in there
into,
yet, it's okay.
let's not get into the sign discussion again.
I was here for one of them, at the thing. Okay, so,
We've had it twice.
is everybody free on the street fair day?
I would be out of town.
Oh, I hope you're going somewhere fun.
We would be.
Tropical? I'm just not ready.
Nah, we did tropical in January. We're gonna go to the East Coast.
Oh, fun. Like New England or like?
No, we're gonna go to DC, cause she's foreign and never been there, I said, you gotta go.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I hope you're taking a bus tour.
No,
Oh, I love bus tours.
I did
Should
one,
start me just doing bus tours.
Not letting you.
I did one in Ireland because, I went with a niece's school band, and this was a side-by-side tour. We finally had done one, we had 2 days left, we just told them, we said, we're gonna explore the city on our own, we're done with this.
Yeah, I just like the bus tour because number one, I see every single thing in an hour and a half, and then I
That's
can
true.
decide what I wanna do.
Yep.
And then I also can use it for transportation. That was in Athens, we used it like a taxi, it was awesome,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Which you almost need to, cause those car services are so
Oh, I know,
expensive.
it's
Well,
nice.
and we're planning on taking the metro so when we get there.
Oh, absolutely.
Cause
So,
I've been there before several times, and the metro's the only way to go. Get you
You know,
anywhere.
most cities in the East Coast are fairly walkable too. That's what's nice. I was surprised at how walkable New York City is.
the National Mall is pretty big, we were riding bikes when we were there. Also, they're everywhere, and it was really nice, cause then you could get around pretty easily, and you weren't dying,
Right.
and it was faster than walking.
Well, you got a lot of things to see, you don't wanna spend it walking on them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's wrap this up, and we can talk more.
And
So-
Madam Chair, I just want to verify, so we're gonna do, the OPEG, smaller clip with Lonsdale EDA on it, correct?
Yep, I can give you
Alright.
this when I'm done.
All right, perfect.
This is very important. And yeah, do you wanna get 500, or do you wanna get 250, or, let's just get 500.
500 quantity,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's
okay,
plenty.
Because they say EDA, we know other departments won't be programming.
correct. That's right. If they ask nicely, we'll let them use it, cause they're advertising for us.
Yep.
And then we need a postcard for you that has our QR code that leads directly to it, and that one still exists. It should lead us straight to the website, and then maybe a few highlights about, the EDA. Yep. And our meeting time, please. Open meetings every third Thursday.
Are there some good ideas right on here? Is what to, highlight?
Perfect. And then, next month we'll finalize our staffing of the booth and approve the postcard. For the art order, for the, those are already ordered. Besides, Bob, anybody else, unable to make the street there?
I'll be there, but I'll be busy, so.
Then we'll do it earlier.
Hope it's not raining.
You under a tent.
Yeah, we
Tent. Canopy, it's more of a canopy, isn't it?
It's the big wedding tents.
Oh, the whole thing's gonna be inside.
Well, the premium sponsors are included inside
Oh,
the
gotcha.
wedding tent.
Okay.
That's, you
We got there's a 20 by 40 and a 20 by 20, so you get,
Okay.
so you're under one of those two. And then the regulars are under your own
Yeah.
for open
whatever they
air.
provide.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, you guys, anything else you wanna talk about today? Is there anything else you would like to talk about in April? So far we have continued to discuss lunch and learn topics. We have the quick trip people coming. Of course, the regular stuff with the grant updates, social media. All right, well then I will, entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
Second.
Yes, motion and a second to adjourn the meeting, all in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Meeting adjourned. Nice job, everybody.